welcome to another episode of RozelleTV. I'm here today with Richard Bastian, and we're going to have a chat really about what he does. And so, Richard, you're a postie, isn't that right?
That's correct.
Okay.
That's correct, yeah.
So before we start there, I just want to find out where you grew up, a little bit about your background.
Sure. I grew up in Summerhill,
Yes.
in Sydney, and I went to school at Ashfield Public and also Ashfield Boys High School a long time ago. But it was great. Yeah.
And tell me, so growing up around Ashfield, what was it like? So where were we now? In the 70s, I guess, is it?
Yeah, it's an interesting place to grow up because you had a lot of, in that period, a lot of hippies and
really?
Sharpies and everything in Summerhill, but a real mixed bag and a great, interesting place in Summerhill. And in Ashfield, you had a great mixing bowl of European people there,
Yes.
Greeks, Italians, Yugoslavs.
Yugoslavs, okay.
And also, at that stage you could call them Yugoslavs, and also Aussies and UK people. It was an interesting place to go to school and great lunches and everything.
Yeah. So look, and we were just chatting earlier there, and you were mentioning to me it was the first, you had first Asian kids come to your school.
That's
and
right.
So
that's right.
Yeah, and
we had Caroline, who was from Singapore, I guess.
Right.
And that was about 1976, and then we had Henry, who was Korean.
Right. Okay.
Korean, and he came to.
That's a good memory.
Yeah, he was a really nice guy, and it was just interesting because now when you look at the suburb itself, it's very Asian and it's very different to when I grew up.
Indeed.
Yes.
Look, as
Asian influenced.
Yes. Yeah. Indeed. Now, tell me, the other thing is your family have got a very strong relationship to the area around here, around Lilyfield, Rozelle, but in particular, you've got a strong relationship to Broughton Hall. Now, for those listeners, Broughton Hall is actually in Glover Street, in that area of Lilyfield.
Like Lilyfield area, like that, yeah.
Yep. So tell us a little bit about that.
My grandfather, on my mother's side, a lot of the family actually worked at Broughton Hall. My grandfather was a psych nurse who got an award from the Queen for looking after returned soldiers after the Second World War, which was pretty good. And my grandmother worked there as well as a domestic cook, and the connection ran quite up until recently with my aunt, who worked at the College of Psychiatry just up the road here in Rozelle. So it was
just off near Manning Street there.
Near Manning Street, opposite the Gary Owen Hotel.
Oh yes, yeah.
So it's a great history, and we had some great fetes back in the 70s at Broughton Hall. It was just a wonderful place, with wonderful grounds. It still is.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so your grandfather, he was a psych nurse, yeah?
Yes.
And so he looked after people coming back from the war, is that right?
That's right.
Goodness, right.
His name was Bill Woodger. He was a wonderful person, yes.
Wow, okay. Very good. And so tell me then, you have been a postie now for some years.
I have.
How many years?
I have. Been with Post for nearly 22 years, and in delivery for nearly 15, and I've enjoyed every moment of it. It's a great job. I trained a lot of posties.
Right.
I work very closely with management in assisting in all areas of postal delivery, and it's terrific. Yeah.
And where did you start? What area when you started in delivery? Where were you?
Oh, one of my favourite parts of Sydney, in Balmain, of course.
And Balmain. So, and I mean, 20 years ago, that they were. I guess in those days, the postie was a bit like the milkman. Everybody knew him. Was that right?
That's correct. Yes.
And
yes.
So, tell me, how much change have you seen from that point of view?
Well, I guess being away from the area and training in different areas, when you come back to sort of areas like Rozelle and Balmain, I think a lot of the older generation that used to live here have moved,
Yes.
And you have now a fantastic new influx of younger families
Yes.
and younger people coming into the area, and
Right.
and not necessarily knowing who you are, but being very friendly. It's very different, but also very positive and friendly place to work. Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah,
But,
yeah,
and I
yeah.
guess that's true of the whole, well, you do have the village kind of atmosphere, really, don't you, in Balmain and Rozelle? And
Yes.
So people are very approachable.
Yes.
Yeah, and is that what you find?
I find that absolutely. Yeah.
So, but one of the things that I find interesting about the post is people get it more often than not to get it right. Like we get mail. I've been getting mail a long time, and absolutely most of the time it's right. And I think that's real credit to the post office and the posties that they actually put the effort into.
Well, we try to get everything we possibly can get right. That's for sure.
Yes.
I must admit that's one of the good things and positive aspects about training and connections with the teams that we have.
Yes.
Of trying to get everything possibly right with the amount of the millions of articles that we send out each day.
Yes.
It's pretty good.
Tell me this: with the advent of email and all of that sort of things, does that mean there's actually less mail, or is actually a different type of mail happening now? What?
I think that mail volumes are flexible depending on the areas that you work in.
Right.
I think that yes, of course, the emails have made a big difference in our mail volumes. But as I said, it depends on the suburbs that you work in. Some of the suburbs have less mail. Some of the suburbs have more mail.
Look, Richard, thank you so much for coming on the show. I see the postie as an integral part of the community and of actually making it happen. And it is very easy to be maybe critical when something goes wrong, but the hundreds and hundreds of days that everything are actually spot on, I just say thanks to you guys, thanks to the posties.
Yeah, it's fantastic, and we do put in a lot of effort to get everything right, and I really think it's fantastic that we can, do the best for our local communities, and certainly to serve post and to look after Balmain and Rozelle, who are two suburbs which I dearly love, and people know that I dearly love them. It's great to be given an opportunity to come on and speak to you, Gerard, about our local area. Thanks very much.
Good. A pleasure.
Fantastic.
Well, there you have it. Until next time, bye for now.
Bye for now. See you guys.